Some believe the howl of the wolf is the devil's song in the night. But for Z Sovereign,
Hey, Mama. Papa? Hey, Mama. Oh, yes. Hey, Mama. You're a good girl.
it sounds like home.
Wolf Hollow was really a dream of my father to create a place that people couldn't just see wolves, but really leave knowing more about wolves.
That dream began with a mission: change minds about folklore's favorite villain.
A lot of people really did see the wolf as this, horrific man-eater.
So Z's father, Paul, set out to challenge the myth of the big bad wolf.
Yes, they're a wild animal. Yes, they're a predator, but, they're not trying to break in your house and eat your, eat your family.
In 1990, on his 5-acre property in Ipswich, Massachusetts, Paul Sovereign opened Wolf Hollow.
This is way before the internet, and so it's going to the library, going out to Wolf Park in Indiana and spending time with Dr. Klinghammer to see really what it would take to, make this happen. The next few years was pretty much building the enclosure spaces, the infrastructure, and a lot of that was by hand.
Today, it's a rare chance to see wolves up close in a region where they've been functionally extinct for generations.
Really, to see the change in the public's impression of wolves over the last 35 years has been really cool.
And what does it feel like to be a part of that?
I like to think that we're a little part of that,
You grew up here.
Yeah.
With wolves?
With wolves, yeah.
And what was that like as a kid? What do you remember most?
I don't ever remember being afraid of it. My comfort is more with animals than people in general. So, and that doesn't mean I don't like people, but I've just always identified with, these guys, in a very special way. This is Gaia.
Gaia.
Yeah. Hi. Hey, pretty princess.
Gaia is the only wolf hybrid among 6 other wolves at the sanctuary.
This is Togo. So their personalities is really the way to tell them apart.
That is so cool.
When we go in, Togo's the one that he's going to somewhat aggressively flop himself in front of you for a belly rub.
And Z says working with them is less about force and more about respect.
Basically, working with these guys is very much about the energy you're projecting. So really, it's, you're just kind of almost taking a leap of faith. Yes, they're capable of, some pretty impressive physical feats, but also what you're seeing here right now.
What do you say to people who, I'm sure there are folks who don't like that you have wolves in captivity?
Yeah.
What do you say to them?
No, absolutely, and I totally get that. That's why we keep it small. That's why you're not going to come here and see coyotes over here, bears over here, mountain lions over here. Our mission, our goal is to be a voice for wolves and hopefully create more voices for wolves. What's one of the first stories you think of when you think of wolves?
The big 3 little pigs.
3 little pigs, exactly. So are the wolves a good guy, big bad wolf? Is the wolf a good guy or a bad guy in those stories? Bad guy. So we're here to show you guys that maybe that's not what wolves are all about. These guys are actually nature's, marathon runners. They're fast, they're strong, but really endurance is their best asset. They're going to have oversized paws for their body size. That is their natural snowshoe in a sense. They have the ability when they do catch something to eat maybe 20 to 25% of their body weight in a single sitting. And that's where we might get the term wolfing it down.
The most rewarding part, Z says, is watching children move from fear to fascination through their time at Wolf Hollow.
Often they're leaving with a wolf stuffed animal on the way out, and it's their new favorite animal. Yeah. Whether that lasts the rest of the day, 6 weeks, again, you're ending the fear right there and then.
Z says the lessons he's learned here have followed him far beyond the enclosures.
I've been a middle school teacher for 20 years.
An art teacher who believes working with wolves helps him reach people, too.
You'll notice that when we're with the wolves that we're always taking a knee, we're crouched, we're low to the ground when we can be. That's just a simple way of us showing respect to them. So it was one day about 5 years into teaching when I had, a student who was, upset. I'm trying to talk them down a little bit, and I realized I'm taking the same knee, I'm getting low so that my student is looking down on me. And, even though I've gone different directions, I've always come back to this, and, it's really made me who I am today.
Z's dad passed away more than 20 years ago, but his legacy lives on.
So to welcome you to Wolf Hollow, my name is Z. I'm the director here at Wolf Hollow.
Through his son and the animals he loved so much.
What do you have around your neck?
This is Weeble's tooth. Weeble was one of the last two wolves my dad named in 2001. These guys have taught me so much about how to carry yourself. You know, what is strength? You know, it's not being loud and pounding your chest. You know, it's a lot quieter than that.